What is going on, guys? This is Michael Williams from Cartoon Universe, and today I wanted to kind of talk about the future of Yellow Diamond and Blue Diamond. I'm actually going to do this unscripted. I haven't done an unscripted Steven Universe speculation or theory video in a while, so I'm just going to kind of go through what I think is going to happen with the future of these two characters. Now, you be warned, there are spoilers for Steven Bomb 5. I know it hasn't technically officially aired on the network yet, even though I'm sure most of you have seen it at this point. But, you know, just in case you haven't seen it, turn back now, going into major spoiler territory for the latest Steven Bomb. So, yeah, I'll just give you a second to do that real fast. Okay, so the last we left off with Yellow Diamond and Blue Diamond was the last episode of the Steven Bomb, actually, which was That Will Be All. And we kind of see Yellow Diamond, comforting Blue Diamond in that, the cluster hasn't emerged yet. Blue Diamond wants more humans for Pink Diamond Zoo to preserve her legacy and just keep what she started going. Upon hearing that the corruption hasn't emerged yet, Yellow Diamond says, there's still time. We could still get more humans for this zoo. Now, that leaves a lot of questions. People are speculating that Yellow Diamond and Blue Diamond may actually be coming to Earth. I'm not entirely sure if that's going to happen. This could go a number of ways. So, like I said, a lot of people think both Yellow Diamond and Blue Diamond are going to be going back to Earth, but I'm not sure that's going to happen, given that they're diamonds, and they may just send somebody some type of new gem, or maybe they'll send some of the Beta and Prime quartz gems that are actually serving at the zoo currently, which would make for an interesting exchange with the characters, seeing as all of the quartz gems that are currently serving at the zoo kind of are, allies to the crystal gems. Essentially, they all of them, literally all of them, support the crystal gems, because they found out about Amethyst and how she was from the Prime Kindergarten. So they're basically they're unofficial crystal gems, essentially, that happen to live on Pink Diamond's zoo. But so it's possible that they can send some of them. They might send new gems. They might send new gems and some of them, but we're not sure how many they're going to pick. But I'm assuming that it seems like Beach City is a pretty common ground, it looks like, for gems to land on, I suppose. I'm not actually sure, because it seems like they were monitoring Beach City with the Red Eye, Jasper, Peridot, Lapis landed there on the ship. So it seems like Beach City might be a target, but we'll get back to that later. Now, that leaves up the question of the rubies. I actually kind of touched upon this just before the bomb actually aired on the app, about what I think the future of the rubies is going to be. Now, we saw 3 of them in space in Adventures in Light Distortion. They just kind of crashed into the ship, but we're still missing a couple of other rubies. So what I think is going to happen is, last we heard, Steven was going to go exclaim that they should go back for them on the way back to Earth. So I think what might happen is that seems like the next thing that's going to happen. I feel like I could be totally wrong, but I think the next thing that's going to happen in the series somehow will be, them going back for the rubies, getting as many as they can, but they may actually only get those 3, because, like I said, 2 of them were missing. So I think the crystal gems will get those 2 rubies, and potentially the diamonds or one of the diamonds gems might actually get the other 2 rubies, which would lead, I actually kind of talked about this in the secrets and analysis video. They may actually learn of the existence of the crystal gems and how Rose Quartz basically lives on through Steven currently, and they are on Earth, they are on Beach City, and this would all have to be through Eyeball, because Eyeball is the only one that currently knows that Steven basically has Rose Quartz's gem. So this would make their entire interaction in the bubble kind of come full circle, no pun intended. But if they do send someone else, I guess it would just kind of play out the same way. But if they send a quartz gem, then they might be hesitant to even do anything. But I feel that's kind of one of the reasons why I think one or both of the diamonds will end up going, or it will be an entirely new gem that we haven't seen before. Only because I think if they do run into Eyeball, that the news that Rose Quartz is basically alive needs to have an impact, and it needs to kind of set forth future events for the series and the season. But I think it's possible that they start to go after Beach City citizens, and what I also think is possible is just maybe somehow the yellow diamond and blue diamond send gems off to basically go, retrieve some more humans from Earth. It's possible that they may have beaten the crystal gems. This is unlikely. It's a little far-fetched, but the only reason I say this is because we don't know if the Ruby ship is necessarily the fastest ship they have. They may have faster ships that can go even faster than the speed of light. So I think it's possible that, because since Yellow Diamond and Blue Diamond seemed to find out, and it looked like they were ready to take action pretty immediately. They think the cluster is going to emerge soon. They have no idea that the cluster is bubbled, and there's almost no chance that it's ever going to emerge. They have no idea. So from their perspective, they need to kind of do this as a rush job. They need to get as many humans as they can as soon as possible. So what they may have done was send some gems off as soon as they heard that news, and it's possible someone just beat the crystal gems to Earth. Because if you remember in the episode Adventures in Light Distortion, once again in the beginning, before they set off, they kind of tell Peridot and Lapis, like, hey, we need you to guard, we need you to protect Beach City, and Steven tells Connie the same exact thing. I don't think they said that for no reason. I think there's a clear reason why, from a writing standpoint, they had to say, hey, we need you to protect Beach City. We need some soldiers basically on this ground. And I think that from a writing standpoint for the audience, that was kind of like a hint that something may go down. So that's the only reason I say, you know what, maybe Yellow Diamond and Blue Diamond already sent somebody and they're already going to retrieve humans. And this could be them trying to basically invade Beach City and grab the Beach City citizens, which would be very, very interesting to see the Beach City citizens directly interact with some homeworld gems. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know if the Yellow Diamond and Blue Diamond are actually going to show up. If they do, I think it would be, I doubt it would be both. I feel like that's too much concentration and power for something that's not necessarily that important to them, like immediately. Like, it's very important to Blue Diamond. I could see Blue Diamond going, or maybe even Yellow Diamond going by herself, just, so Blue Diamond can kind of just stay at the zoo and just kind of mourn, because it seemed like they have a very close relationship. I don't think it's gonna be immediately though. That's the only thing. If it is Yellow Diamond and Blue Diamond, I don't think that will be immediate, and obviously it wouldn't be, because the crystal gems left way before Yellow Diamond, Blue Diamond, because we still see their armed ships when the Ruby ship takes off. So we know for sure that they don't beat them there. But I think if this does happen, if it does end up being Yellow Diamond and Blue Diamond, it will either be a season finale or a season premiere for season 5. And the reason I say this is because I don't want to get into too many details, because we're actually going to do a video on this next week. But there was some leaks that came out that I think kind of went under the radar, that were actually released in September. And they actually had some pretty solid information from a reliable source that kind of called some of the Barnmates spoilers, or leaks. And they had some information that actually ended up coming true in the Steven Bomb. They talked about how Yellow Diamond was going to have a song. They talked about how Blue Pearl and Yellow Pearl were going to have larger roles and speaking parts. So it seems as though that this source is pretty reliable. Again, take it with a grain of salt. Like I said, we'll go through all these leaks later on. But the reason I think it might be a season premiere for next season is because A, it's not on the leaks, and the leaks seem pretty reliable. But B, if we go back to last season for season 3, it started off with a bang. It ended like, not too much was happening. It was more just Peridot development. And then season 3 started and it was like, okay, we're doing this Alexandrite versus Malachite giant fight in the sea, and we're gonna stop the cluster immediately. Like, it was a huge thing at the beginning. So if they're gonna keep up with that tradition, I think it's possible that they actually start off next season with Yellow Diamond and Blue Diamond showing up on Earth, or maybe they show up on Earth on like the last episode of season 4 and then leave it at a cliffhanger, which would just kill me inside. But I think that's absolutely a possibility. And I don't think that we'll be seeing White Diamond this season at all. And that also was in the leaks. But like I said, we'll talk about that later. But I don't think we'll be seeing White Diamond at all. I think she's doing something completely different. I think they're going to wait to reveal more about White Diamond somewhere towards the end of the series as a whole. that just seems like what they're going for here. Now, regarding the upcoming episodes, we have Tiger Philanthropist and Beach Shorts. Again, we're gonna have separate videos for each of these as to what we think they are, but none of them sound super plot heavy. None of them sound directly related to the rubies or to the diamonds at all, which is very interesting. But granted, the show really likes to kind of trick us with the episode title names. We'll have very serious sounding episodes that actually end up being very lighthearted. And I believe we've had a couple like lighthearted sounding episodes that ended up being very serious, or something that seems kind of like it's focusing more on Beach City and stuff that's not directly related to the plot and lore, but actually ends up tying into the lore and to the plot very, very strongly. Kind of like On the Run started very like, oh yeah, we're going to adventure. Steven and Amethyst, they're being the No Homes boys. Haha, it's funny. And then it's like, oh my god, all of this development and emotions just in the last like 5 minutes just kind of took us by surprise. So the same thing could happen here where we have Tiger Philanthropist. It sounds like something that's not very relevant. They could still get the rubies. Like I said, I don't see how they can ignore the rubies. That's the thing that's kind of throwing me off, because these two episodes don't sound directly related to the rubies or the diamonds or the zoo or anything that's happening right now. It's very interesting that they would start off with that. I'm not sure how they could just ignore the rubies floating in space, especially since they're on the way to space. So yeah, I don't know. But I think that's pretty much it. I just wanted to kind of talk about the possibilities. I don't know what's going to happen. There's quite a few ways this could go down. I think the general consensus is Yellow Diamond and Blue Diamond are going to land on Earth at some point, and there's going to be a big showdown. And I have no idea how that would even fight the diamonds, especially both the diamonds, even as Alexandrite or as some type of super gem fusion between Steven and all of the gems. And Peridot and Lapis. I'm not even sure how that would work, especially if the diamonds fuse and we could get that green diamond that I talked about like beginning of last year, I think, or end of 2015. So I don't know. There's a lot of possibilities, but what do you guys think is going to happen in the next upcoming episodes, whenever that may be, because the Steven Bomb still hasn't technically aired yet. So we have no idea when we're going to actually get any new episodes after the bomb. What do you guys think is going to happen? What do you think Yellow and Diamond and Blue Diamond's plans are going to be? Do you think they're going to land on Earth? Do you think they're going to send some other type of gems? What do you think is going to happen with the rubies? Let us know in the comments down below. We'd love to hear what you think. No one really has any clue at this point. It's all just speculation. But thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you follow us on Twitter. Big shout out to our patrons as usual. If you want to help support the channel, support us, help us grow and make new and better types of content, check out our Patreon link in the description below or at the end of the video. But thanks so much for tuning in. I've been Michael Williams. You've been watching Cartoon Universe, and we'll see you in the next video. Peace.